Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special Age of the Primes figure review, we're going to be looking at the Commander class Silverbolt figures. So in this video, we're going to have a look at the Concord mode, the Super Concord mode, the base mode, the robot mode, and again, we'll have a quick look at the Superion mode, and we'll see, as I say, if we can put some of Menasau's limbs, etc. on it. Before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if I'd hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also, once again, to thank Indemand and Hasbro Toys for this opportunity to be able to review these. So as I said, I've been reading all the questions. Hopefully we're going to get everything covered, and if I miss anything out, of course, yeah, feel free to let me know while I've still got them. Hopefully I can answer them particular questions. The box is beautiful. This is of course Commander class. This is now seems to be the new norm for Commander class. It's the main combining parts, combining kibble, combining limbs, shall we say, for the actual figures. We've already seen him built up like that. I did get it wrong and put the legs on the wrong one, so I'll correct that today. We're going to have a look at the base mode, which I know a lot of people don't really like, but we're going to have a look at it anyway, and of course the Super Concord mode and the robot mode. So let's, oh, there of course is some of the primes as well from that. I suppose it's going to be like a diorama, isn't it, when it's all built up. Right, let's bring, in fact, let's get this all here like this. So if you haven't seen the unboxing video, this is exactly how he comes boxed up. So he comes in his Concord mode. He doesn't have the nose cone sticking out, so let's do that first and foremost. Let's bring this out like so and have a quick look at that. So it is quite basic. Oh, I need to fold these out, of course I do. I forgot about that. They are tucked into there. Now there's so many things to do with this. Again, I think with a lot of the Commander class, and I think they've got to put that in, to be fair, you know, to warrant the price point that it's at. Also got a large gun and a small gun. We can connect these two together, and we've also got this giant. Let's be honest, it's a huge brick. It is combiner kibble, and there's this as well. And as I said, this does seem to be the norm. Obviously with Motormaster we had this, which again, you cannot argue, a trailer for a truck, you totally understand. With this, I don't know. Again, I know it's going to split the fandom. It's entirely up to people what they think. I like the base mode. I'm going to show you the base mode in a second, but first and foremost, I'm going to have a play with getting it in to the Super Concord mode. Now, as far as I'm aware, what I've got to do is lift this up. These here should then come out like so. And then what we're looking at with this is these red parts are going to fit around there, like so. And what else are we looking for? Oh yes, these two tabs here should fit neatly into the back of there as well. So everything's going to fit together nice and securely. Let's see if I can get this in without, as I say, breaking, damaging it. That's it. So that's clipped into place, no issues whatsoever. These will now then tab back in down there like so. It is looking rather strange, obviously. I can't argue it is. This is now going to attach to the underside. I presume it's blast effect compatible. I haven't done that. I've completely forgot about doing that with the Devastator parts as well, but yes, it is blast effect compatible. Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take this part, which doubles up as the waist. Now, oh, we need to fold these bits out, and again, you can see there's even more ports and tabs and cutouts, etc. on the back. So what it looks like, these two tabs are going to be there, and we need this here. Now granted, I've got to be honest guys, I can't remember how I took this out of the box. I know it comes like this, but I couldn't tell you if they were turned around or not. But what you do need to know is that these little tabs do need to be turned to fit in to this. So you can see them little tabs are going to line up there, and the red tabs are going to line up in the middle, and then two giant tabs are going to fit over this like so. So let's go on the underside. So that's going into the back of the fist. That's all gone into there. So we are nearly done. This is massive, absolutely huge. Then we've got this, and we're going to lift this up like so. In fact, where is it? I need to have a, there it is. It's this way round. See, you've got that port there. Lift this up, so that is now parallel with the floor. You've got a, oh, I suppose I think I need to put that out like so. This is going to fit onto that there. Oh, there you go. You might have guessed I'd knocked something off, and that's going to go, is it onto there? Let's have a quick look. Should I have folded that back underneath? I need to double check. I'm not too sure. Let me have a look at the instructions. Let me have a look at the packet on the back of the box. Again, there's loads of things that sort of, oh yes, it should go, it should tuck underneath by the looks of that. Of course it should. What am I doing? Let's lift this up, fold this under there, And then this will now, there we go, everything fits together really, really snugly, to be fair. Now granted, that is nothing like I've ever seen before in real life, but in a way, and I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but what I like to say is it works in the fact, I don't mean it works as in it looks amazing, because it does look like something I've never seen before. What I mean by it works is they've successfully managed to get all of the kibble in to this. Now, do I like it? That's I'm not too sure. I don't know what to make of it. I've literally just done it right now. I can bring out the landing gear. I just think, again, it's a good use if you wanted to make something of this particular bit of kibble. It's strange, I'm not going to deny it, and it is the first time. Again, guys, with these, I like to do my first impression is exactly that. So that is why I do make mistakes. I do make mistakes. I am completely human. But that is, I think, all we need to know about this particular mode. I think, in fact, let me just show you this. For any of you who remember it, this was the Generation 1 base mode. So there you go. It's, you know, they've never been the greatest base modes. I'm being completely honest. That's, for those of you who don't remember, that is the Generation 1 base mode. So base modes have always suffered. They've completely always suffered, especially when they're not supposed to be bases. It's okay when it's Triptychon, it's Metroplex, etc. I get that, but with things like this, you know, they suffer, and it's clearly visible there. Right, let's get this guy detached from there. I'm going to just keep that there for now. I'm going to take this out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other base. Oh, no, sorry, to the base mode. Sorry, yeah, that was the combined mode. I was getting all mixed up. The base modes have never been the greatest, and I don't think this one's going to be. I like this base mode. Let me get this here. So now what we're looking to do is we need to rotate this. So we've got these two cutouts there, like so. And this is going to now go around this way, and we're going to go, which way have I done it? Oh, I think I've gone the wrong way. That needs to be that way. That's it. So you need them around. So the cutouts are going to line up with this. Hopefully we can see that's lining up there. Is it going to? Or is it going to go on the bottom one? Does it go on the bottom? Yes, it goes on the bottom by the looks of this. Again, I'm just going off the pictures. Never had a go at this. Right, there we go. That's the base mode. In fact, why is it not clipping in? What am I doing wrong? It should clip in. Again, these are early samples. It could be that. There we go. Now it's held in. Right, let me get Silverbolt into robot mode. So there we go. I've got him ready in robot mode. We'll have a look at the base, and of course we'll then go straight onto him. Again, apologies, transformation process for him has been separately uploaded. This is to keep the main length of the video down, and also again to correct myself that obviously this is the base mode and that is the base mode there. So yeah, they're both. I prefer the new one. The new one just gives me Hoth vibes, you know, from the Empire Strikes Back at the beginning. It really does just give me them sort of feels about it, to be honest. I think the fact that of course you can take this gun, we can now fold this bit out. There is two large cutouts either side. There is two giant tabs on the top of there, so this will fit on top of there. You can then, if you want to, you can even extend the gun out even more, but I think of course what everybody wants to see is the image in the or on the box that it looks like he is manning this cannon. And I think it looks okay. It's, in my opinion, it's a million times better than the Concord. It's something that I can see working. I can see that people having a bit of a play around with. But I think if we've got to be honest, when I get these on my own, all I'm going to do is have it in combined mode. It's just another little bonus thing, I suppose, that they've added to it. You know, again, for the fact that it's a big figure with a lot of kibble. So you have got a bonus mode like that. I think that's all we're going to do with the kibble now until we come, of course, to the combined mode. So I presume if he wanted to, could he handle this? I think so. A bit like, again, the G1 cartoon, sorry, the G1 figures, where you can give them the giant gun if you wanted to. That should, I would imagine, fit there. Yeah, that'll fold over, but I'm just going to pop this into his hand like so. And again, basically have a play around with him. So you could attach that there. You could also attach that. Could you? Let's have a look. Could you attach that there? No, you can't attach that. That will go in there. That is huge. You don't need to see that. Very quickly, though, for those of you who haven't seen it, the head sculpt is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It looks up and looks down, spins all the way around like so. Arms go out to the side, they go all the way around. There's no gaps on the sides. You can see that it is hollow in there because this is where these came out of, but there's no visible large gaps. There is there a waist swivel? There is a waist swivel even with all this kibble there, and of course you can position the wings out if you want them, or tucked all the way back. The landing gear is the hip skirts. So they come forward and you can kick that forward. So that means I probably didn't have them out in jet mode. Apologies. You've got a swivel at the top of the thighs, you've got a knee bend there, and you've got an ankle tilt, rock, toe tap, etc, etc. We've got his main small gun, which is that. And again, we've already seen that it is blast effect compatible, which is brilliant. And I think he stands up pretty well. I don't think they're anywhere near as bad as, was it Sideswipe in the Gamer, which had like the huge like skis on. Right, let's bring up some other figures then to give you an idea of size and scale. There's a Voyager class Starscream, and the Voyager class jets are quite big, aren't they? We've got to be honest, they are pretty big. That is the Nemesis from the Siege line, but it's the Takara one. I've got loads of figures to bring in, to be fair, and show you. There's a G1 cab. Let me just grab some more. So let's bring some actual Silverbolts in then. So again, you'll have seen this in the comparison video, or maybe not. That's your Combiner Wars one, which is that little bit taller. This is just a massive Silverbolt. That's from, it's either Classics or Universal, one of the ones. I always get them mixed up, in all honesty. That is huge. That one, of course, had lights and sound. Let's take him out of the way because he's the least looking representative, I suppose, of this guy. So there you go. There's your 3 Silverbolts in a row there. Combiner Wars. And again, as I said in the other videos, I've got to keep saying it, this, I like it, but it's very hollow, very flimsy compared to this one. A couple of other comparisons that I know people want to see. That's the Earthrise one, which of course is now pretty much standard. There's the Commander class one, so he's a little bit smaller than him, but I know that this one's pretty important. So that's, oh, knocking everything everywhere. That's Motormaster, but it is the Toy Deco one if you're wondering why it's slightly different. Hold the lights still. And then this is your Leader class Overcharge. So he's a good, yeah, you can see that he is that little bit bigger. So, which is pretty cool. I've obviously did Rodimus and stuff in the other videos. To be honest, guys, there isn't really much more to say about this particular mode. I think, in fact, well, I suppose what I can do, it's no good because I haven't got the other limbs, but just in case you did want to see, I know that people keep asking for him with everything. There you go. But no, nothing more to say about this particular robot mode. I'm now going to get him popped into the combined mode. We're going to have a look if we can change some of Menasaw's limbs, etc., which people have asked for. And yeah, correct the legs because I got them wrong last time. Let's have a look at him in his combined mode then. Okay then, so we're back and I'm just onto the final stages of the combining. Again, apologies I didn't put it in this video just to keep the length of the video down, and because I've already uploaded an actual tutorial. So we've got the half up to there, and then again I'm going to keep this part in because this allows me to correct where I went wrong. And thank you to everybody who pointed it out to me. It is very easy to work out which side the leg is due to the ankle tilt and rock as well. So in fact I can show you this little bit. This will pop up, and this is pretty much the same as Combiner Wars, which I'm going to show you in a second. And it also does mean that we can change and interchange as requested Motormaster's limbs as well. So let's get him standing up. Now I've done the Combiner Wars comparisons again in a video. I'm going to do another one of them when I've got the limbs on him. As I say, I've not got the limbs yet, but what I can do is bring in this guy because I never had him when I had first access to this figure. So that gives you an idea of how much bigger he is compared to the original G1, which in my opinion is probably the weakest out of all the Generation 1 combiners. I'm probably going to upset a few people with that, but that's just my opinion. I'm going to move him out of the way. In fact, what I've got here, I've got a few. So this is one of the Combiner Wars arms, but what I've also got is one of the Combiner Wars legs. That's why I haven't got my fully built Superion just yet. I'm going to do it, as I say, when I get all the limbs on. But what I want to show you is you can do what everybody's asked. You can hold on to this, you can slot that out, you can take your Combiner Wars limb, and if I just move the nose cone slightly out of the way, or there, I can attach this via, because what happens is you push this up and then this will slot into position. So in answer to your question, there is, wow, look how much smaller it is. Look how much, as I say, smaller the Combiner Wars limb is. If I balance him there a second again, I have to keep it just in the camera. But there you go. That is, it's like a levitation from Dynamo or something with his foot in the air. That is how much smaller that particular Combiner Wars limb is. But what we can also do, if I can slot this out of the way, I can take a Menasor leg like so. I can pop that on there. Now Menasor's leg's bigger for some reason. Now we can't stand up straight, so that's interesting. Menasor's leg is that little bit bigger. I've got a Menasor here, so let's take off his arm. I should have probably already pre-done this, to be honest, but I didn't think it'd be this difficult to slide it off, but it's seeming very difficult to get these off. I've forgotten how. Wow, it really is. Bear with me 2 seconds. That was on there much more sturdy than I thought it would be. So I probably should have took this one. Oh no, that one's easy. So there you go. Answer to your questions, guys. You wanted to know, can you do this? The resounding answer is yes, you can. So you can, I suppose, yeah, you've got your Scramble City back, which is the main thing of course, what it was called in Japan. It was known as Scramble City because you could scramble all the limbs about. So you can actually do that. Yeah, so if I take the Menasor, let's have a look. Let's see if it does make him look that little bit. It's got to be that bit smaller, because now I did turn the legs around on mine intentionally, so I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that again, but it reminds me of the G1 toy. I know that people are going to say something, but yeah, look, smaller leg, definitely, because that's just balancing, and then smaller arm. But I'm going to take these back off now because I need to show you the articulation in these and then do some more comparisons with them. So let's get the correct limbs on the correct person. So there he is back with all of his own parts, shall we say. Now, I'm just wondering, looking at this now, if the head sculpt is a little too small. It will look up, it will look down, it will spin around. I thought the voice box, or I thought the jaw might have moved then, but it didn't. Right, so arms all the way, again, move these wings out of the way if you want. Ratchets on each of these. You've got swivels at the shoulder. You've got bicep flexion. You've got wrist swivel. You don't have hand articulation, which you can see there. You do have a giant waist swivel. You might have to take this up if you want it to go all the way around, but you do have a waist swivel. You do have the hip skirts, which allow it to kick all the way forwards, all the way back with the huge knee bend. There's a thigh cut, the knee bend, and of course the tilting and rocking. Now I've got it on the correct side, which is great. So I can now bring in, let's bring in a couple of other size comparisons just to see for you. Leader class overcharge, Commander class not Prime, Motormaster. This is Commander class Prime. So there you go. Anybody who knows the scales of the cartoons, they will be able to tell us if that is right. Pete's normally my man for scale, to be fair. If you're watching this, Pete, let me know if it's the correct scale. What I haven't done yet is given him this weapon. So this I'm going to now attach, because there's no point putting two in there. Is that big enough? That's very much like the G1, isn't it? It's huge and just about touches the floor. I also believe you can attach the other aerial bot weapons to it to make it that little bit more menacing, that little bit bigger as well. That should click into place there. Same for here. It's just because, of course, I was manhandling it. Let's pop that there. Let's bring him up, and I've corrected the legs just so people can see how it is corrected. So I still think Menasor was that tiny bit taller, although now you're probably right. Now I'm looking at this. That is probably a fraction higher than there. Again, when I get all the jets, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put them together, and as I say, just do that quick separate video of them all on. There's no point at the moment because I don't have them all, but I think I've pretty much covered all bases with this. Again though, guys, this gives you opportunity to put in the comments what I've missed out or what you wanted to see. If I've got anything wrong, let me know. You know, I'll own it if I've got it wrong. But then by the time I get all the other jets, I can have read all the comments and I can do pretty much what I've just done with Devastator, give you a nice updated video as well. As always though, guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate the support. Take care.